My wife banished me to the couch saying, "You're sleeping there until you apologize for flirting with the neighbor." I helped carry one box. 3 weeks later, she tried breaking into my new room. The whole thing started 3 weeks ago over something so monumentally stupid it still makes my head hurt. I was taking out the trash when I saw our new neighbor, Melissa, who's 23 and had literally just moved in with her boyfriend, struggling with this massive box. I walked over and helped her carry it to her door. We chatted for maybe 2 minutes about the neighborhood. Trash pickup days, which grocery store was closest, that kind of thing. That was it. That was my entire crime. My wife Diana watched this from our window and went absolutely nuclear. When I came back inside, she was standing in the kitchen with her arms crossed, face red, looking like she was about to explode. "I saw what you just did," she said, her voice shaking with rage. "You were all over her, practically drooling." I stood there for a second, genuinely confused about what she was talking about. When I tried to explain that I'd literally just helped someone carry a box, she cut me off. "Don't gaslight me, Trevor. I saw what I saw. You're sleeping on the couch until you apologize and admit what you did." I processed this insanity for about 3 seconds, then said simply, "Okay." She blinked, clearly not expecting that response. "Okay, that's it?" I nodded. "Yeah, okay. I'll sleep on the couch." She waited, probably expecting me to grovel within the hour, but here's the thing. I didn't do anything wrong. I wasn't about to apologize for helping a neighbor. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this should work. Night one on the couch was brutal. Our couch looks nice, great for watching TV, but it's terrible for sleeping. My back was killing me by morning. Diana came downstairs while I was making coffee, saw me stretching out the kinks, and said with this smug little smile, "Ready to apologize?" I looked her straight in the eye and said, "Nope." She huffed and left for work without another word. By night 3, I was done with the couch. We have a guest room that's decent size but mostly used for storage and Diana's overflow closet space. I grabbed my pillow and slept in there on the old futon. Still not great, but better than destroying my spine on the couch. Diana noticed immediately. "The couch too uncomfortable for you?" she asked, voice dripping with false concern. "Yes," I said simply. "Then apologize." "No." She actually smirked like she was winning some kind of game. "Fine, enjoy the futon. But here's where I need to explain something about our financial situation. I make good money as a senior project manager for a tech company, about $130,000 a year. Diana makes decent money too in marketing, around $80,000, but we keep separate accounts for personal spending after bills. I had about $3,000 saved up that I'd been planning to use for a new tool set I'd been eyeing. Looking at that uncomfortable futon, I decided to repurpose those funds. Day 4, I ordered a memory foam mattress, queen size, $800 with same-week delivery. Day 7, I hit up Facebook Marketplace and scored a leather recliner for $200, a solid wood desk for $150, and a 55-inch TV someone was dumping for $300. Borrowed my buddy Rick's truck and moved it all in while Diana was at her sister's. Day 10, Amazon Prime became my best friend. Mini fridge, $60. Microwave, $40. I installed some floating shelves for $50 and got a nice rug for $120 that really tied the room together. Day 14 is where I might have gotten a little petty. Bought a PlayStation 5 for $500 and a soundbar for $200. Also grabbed some blackout curtains for $40 because why not? Day 18, I added the finishing touches. LED strips for mood lighting, a couple of band posters I'd always wanted to hang, but Diana thought were juvenile. And this is my favorite part. A digital lock for the door, $150 for peace of mind. By week 3, I'd spent about $2,800 turning that guest room into my personal sanctuary. It was everything our bedroom wasn't. My space, my rules, my vibe. Diana hadn't been in there once during the transformation. She'd knock occasionally, tell me I was being ridiculous through the door, but never actually entered. I think she was playing chicken, waiting for me to break. Last night, everything came to a head. I was in my room playing Call of Duty with Rick online, headset on, completely absorbed in the game, when I heard Diana try the door handle. It didn't budge, obviously. The digital lock was doing its job. She knocked, then knocked harder. "Trevor, why is this door locked?" I paused the game. "Privacy," I called back. "Open this door right now," she demanded. "No thanks, I'm good." Silence for a moment, then bang, bang, bang. Trevor, open this door immediately. I calmly got up, walked to the door, but didn't open it. Diana, you banished me from our bedroom. This is my space now. You're welcome to apologize for falsely accusing me any time. Her voice went up an octave. I'm not apologizing. I saw what I saw. Open this door. Then I heard her on the phone with her mother, putting it on speaker so I could hear everything. Classic Diana manipulation move. Mom, he's lost his mind. He's locked himself in the guest room and won't come out. Her mom, Teresa, loud as always, said, What do you mean locked in his own house? Diana's voice got defensive. He put a lock on the guest room, an actual lock with a code. There was a pause. Well, why is he in the guest room, sweetie? Diana went quiet for a moment. He's being punished. Punished for what? Her mother asked. Another pause. He was flirting with the neighbor. Was he really? Teresa's voice had that tone mothers get when they know their kid is full of it. Mom, whose side are you on? Diana snapped. I'm just asking, honey. What did he do exactly? Diana's voice got smaller. He helped her carry a box. The silence on the other end was deafening. Then Teresa said, That's it? You didn't see how he was looking at her, Diana protested weakly. Diana, sweetie, maybe you should apologize. I can't believe you're taking his side, Diana shrieked and hung up, more banging on my door. Trevor, I'm getting a locksmith, I called back calmly. Go ahead. I own this house too. I can put a lock on any interior door I want. Check the law. I had actually already Googled this. As long as it's not preventing egress in an emergency and both parties own the home, interior locks are generally fine. She must have Googled it too because she stopped threatening the locksmith. Then came the texts. Oh man, the texts. This is insane. You're acting like a child. I responded, You're the one who kicked me out of our bedroom. All your clothes are still in our room, she texted. I bought new clothes. They're in my closet now, I replied. Your closet? It's a guest room. Not anymore. You can't just claim a room. You claimed the whole bedroom. I'm just working with what I've got. This morning, while I was at work, she finally went in. I have a camera in there. Legally placed, it's my room now. I watched on my phone as her jaw literally dropped when she saw the transformation. She stood in the doorway for 5 minutes, just staring, walked over and touched the TV, tested the mini fridge, sat in the recliner. When she noticed the PlayStation, I swear she looked like she was going to cry. When I got home, she was sitting at the kitchen table. No anger this time, just defeat. You really set up a whole apartment in there, she said quietly. It's just a room, I shrugged, with a fridge and a microwave and a PlayStation and a TV and... She trailed off. Yeah. How much did all that cost? I took a sip of water. My personal savings, not marital funds. She was quiet for a long time, then asked, You're really not going to apologize? I sat down across from her. I'm really not going to apologize for something I didn't do. So what? You're just going to live in there forever? Until you apologize for falsely accusing me and banishing me from my own bedroom? Yeah, pretty much. She stood up. This is ridiculous. It was ridiculous 3 weeks ago when you started it. Now it's just my new normal. The next few days, Diana tried different tactics. First, she weaponized household chores, stopped doing my laundry, jokes on her. I bought my own compact washer-dryer combo for $400 off Craigslist. Yes, it fits in my room. The ventilation was a bit tricky, but Rick helped me figure it out. Then she stopped cooking my portions for dinner. Cool, I've got my microwave and mini fridge. Started meal prepping on Sundays, even bought an air fryer for $80 that sits on my desk. But here's where it got interesting. She called a house meeting with her best friend Vanessa as a mediator. They sat me down in the living room like this was some kind of intervention. Vanessa started with, Trevor, don't you think this has gone too far? I leaned back in my chair. I'm just respecting Diana's decision. She wanted me out of the bedroom. Diana jumped in. But you've turned the guest room into a man cave. And, I asked. It's supposed to be for guests, she protested. I couldn't help but laugh. What guests? Your mom who literally told you to apologize? Your brother who hasn't visited in 2 years? Vanessa, when's the last time you stayed over? Vanessa shifted uncomfortably. That's not the point. Actually, it's exactly the point. The room was unused storage. Now it's being used. Diana's face was getting red. You're being spiteful. I'm being comfortable. You made a decision. I adapted. Then Diana pulled out what she thought was her ace card. Fine. Then I'm taking the master bathroom completely. You can use the hall bathroom. I shrugged. Okay. She blinked. Vanessa looked shocked. Okay? That's it? Diana sputtered. Yeah, you want to escalate? Cool. The hall bathroom is fine. What she didn't know is that I'd already been thinking about this possibility. See, the hall bathroom is right next to my room. The master is attached to our old bedroom, but you have to walk through the bedroom to get to it. That night I moved all my stuff to the hall bathroom, but I didn't stop there. Installed a rainfall shower head for $60. Got one of those fancy Japanese toilet seats with the bidet function for $200. Absolute game changer, by the way. Bought premium towels, a humidifier, some plants, the works. That bathroom went from basic to spa level in 48 hours. Meanwhile, Diana started realizing that claiming the master bathroom meant she was the only one cleaning it. She complained to her sister on the phone. Thin walls, I heard everything. He doesn't even use it anymore. He just moved to the other bathroom and made it nice. He bought a bidet, Jenna. A bidet. But the real kicker came 3 days ago. Diana's company announced that they're going hybrid. 3 days in office, 2 days remote. She needs a home office space. Guess which room she assumed she'd use. She knocked on my door at 7 in the morning. Trevor, we need to talk about the guest room. My room? I corrected. It needs to be an office. I'm working from home twice a week starting next month. That's nice. Good for you, I said through the door. So you need to move your stuff out. I actually laughed. No. Trevor, I need an office. Then set one up in the bedroom. It's huge. There's no space with the bed and dressers? Then reorganize. She tried a different approach. I'll let you back in the bedroom if you give me the office. But I'd still have to apologize, I asked. Of course. Then no. She slammed her fist against the door and left. 20 minutes later, I heard drilling. She was installing a desk in the living room corner. Her office is now in the communal space where I watch TV. Guess who bought noise-canceling headphones for $300 and doesn't care? Yesterday was the crown jewel of entitlement, though. I came home to find the lock on my door had been tampered with. There were scratch marks around the keypad. She definitely tried to break in. I confronted her immediately. Did you try to break into my room? She didn't even look up from her laptop. It's not your room. Did you or did you not try to break the lock? She finally looked at me. I needed to check if you're damaging the house. By breaking and entering? It's my house too, which is why I can have a lock on my door, and why you trying to break it is technically attempted destruction of property. She went pale. You wouldn't. Try me. I installed a camera in the hallway facing my door that same night. Full disclosure in common areas is legal here. She knows it's there. The red light blinks at her every time she walks by. Rick came over to watch the game last night. Diana lost it. You can't have people in there. Why not? It's my room. I don't want strangers in my house. Rick's been here 50 times. You went to his wedding. Not in that room, which is my room where I can have guests. She actually called the police. I'm not kidding. Said I was refusing to leave a room in her house. The cop who showed up looked exhausted before he even got the full story. Took one look at the situation. Me calmly explaining I live here, pay half the mortgage, and I'm in my room. Diana screaming about guest rooms and apologies. The cop asked, "Ma'am, does he live here?" "Yes, but is he threatening you?" "No, but is he breaking any laws?" "He put a lock on an interior door." The cop looked at me, then back at her. "Of a house he owns?" Diana went silent. The cop sighed. "You two should probably get counseling." After he left, Diana sent me a Venmo request for $1,400. The explanation was, half of your room furnishing since it's marital property. I declined it and sent her one for $1,900 for half of bedroom furnishings I'm not allowed to use. She declined that and sent another for $500 for emotional distress. I sent her one for $1 for the box I helped Melissa carry. It's been radio silent since then. But then she crossed a line that changed everything. Last Tuesday I came home to find my room door wide open. The lock had been completely removed. My stuff was there but reorganized. My PlayStation was unplugged and moved. My mini fridge was turned off, food starting to spoil. My bed was stripped, sheets in a pile. There was a note. Maintenance inspection required. Management. Except we don't have management. We own the house. I called her immediately. What the hell, Diana? The room needed inspection for damages, she said calmly. You broke into my room and touched my stuff. It's not breaking in if I own the house. You removed my lock. That's destruction of property. Prove it. That's when I snapped. But not how she expected. See, Diana forgot about something important. She's not the only one who can play the documentation game. I'd been keeping receipts, every text where she admitted to kicking me out, every attempt to get into my room, the police report from her false call, the tampered lock with photos, and now this. I didn't yell, I didn't argue, I just said, okay. Then I called my lawyer. Yes, I got a lawyer, not for divorce, not yet, but for a legal separation and formal establishment of household boundaries. The paperwork she got served with 3 days later was beautiful, requesting exclusive use of the guest room, damages for destroyed property, and a formal division of household spaces. She came to me crying, actually crying. You got a lawyer? You broke into my room and destroyed my property, I said calmly. It's a lock, Trevor. That you destroyed after kicking me out of our bedroom for helping someone carry a box. You're going to destroy our marriage over this? I looked at her incredulously. Me? I'm just sleeping in a guest room. You're the one who's been escalating for 6 weeks. Then came the sob story. I'm stressed. Work is horrible. My mom's on my case and you just abandoned me. You literally kicked me out, I reminded her. I wanted you to fight for us. By apologizing for something I didn't do? By showing you cared. I showed I cared by respecting myself enough not to be gaslit. She retained her own lawyer, who, according to my lawyer, basically laughed at her case. Kicking your spouse out of the bedroom, then claiming abandonment when they sleep elsewhere? Destroying their property, then claiming ownership? Good luck with that. But here's where Diana really shot herself in the foot. She decided to win by making me want to come back. Started walking around in lingerie, cooking elaborate meals that she'd eat in front of me, bringing home desserts from my favorite bakery. I just kept living my life. Meal prepping, gaming with Rick, working on some coding courses I'd started. Then she brought out the nuclear option. She invited Melissa and her boyfriend over for dinner. Didn't tell me, of course. I found out when I came home to them in my dining room. Diana all smiles, serving wine, being the perfect hostess. Trevor, join us. I was just getting to know our new neighbors better. Melissa looked mortified. Her boyfriend Tony just looked confused. Thanks, but I've got plans, I said, grabbing a protein shake from the kitchen. Don't be rude, honey. Sit with us. The honey was so fake it hurt. I'm good. Enjoy your dinner. Diana's face fell. Melissa jumped up. Actually, we should go. Early morning tomorrow. But you just got here, Diana protested. Yeah, we're so sorry. The food smells amazing, though. They practically ran out. Tony whispered, "What the hell was that?" as they left. Diana lost it. You embarrassed me. You embarrassed yourself. You invited the woman you accused me of flirting with to make some kind of point. I was being nice. You were being manipulative. I'm trying to save our marriage. By refusing to admit you were wrong, I wasn't wrong. Then we have nothing to save. That was last week. Yesterday, Diana moved out. Not permanently. She's at her sister's, but she packed bags and left a note. Since you want to live alone so badly. The funny part? I don't want to live alone. I just wanted my wife to admit she was wrong about one single thing. That I didn't flirt with anyone. That helping someone carry a box isn't a crime. That kicking me out was an overreaction. Instead, she chose to blow up our entire life. My lawyer says I have a strong case for keeping the house if we divorce, especially with her voluntary departure and the documentation of her kicking me out first. But that's not what I wanted. I'm sitting in my room, my really awesome room, writing this. The house is quiet. Too quiet. But I'll be damned if I apologize for something I didn't do. She texts me every few hours, ranges from I miss you to you're ruining everything to just say sorry and we can forget this. 6 weeks ago, I helped a neighbor carry a box. That's it. That's the crime that apparently ended my marriage. Diana stayed at her sister's for 2 weeks, posting passive-aggressive quotes on social media about knowing your worth, and when someone shows you who they are, believe them. The irony was completely lost on her. During that time, I got the house appraised, consulted with my lawyer about buyout options, and started therapy. Honestly, should have done that years ago. And yeah, I kept improving my room, added a small beer fridge. Why? Because I could. Then Diana made her move. She came back with her brother Kyle and a U-Haul. No warning. I was working from home when I heard them outside. She walked in like she owned the place, which technically she half did. "I'm taking my things," she announced. "Okay," I said calmly. "And the bedroom furniture. Half is mine." "Cool. Take the bed and dresser. I'll keep the nightstands." She was trying to get a rise out of me. When that didn't work, Kyle stepped in. "You really messed up, man. You know that?" "How's that, Kyle?" "You humiliated my sister, made her feel unwanted in her own home. She kicked me out of our bedroom for helping someone carry a box." "That's not what she told me." "I'm sure it's not." Diana interrupted. "I want the TV from the living room too. That's mine. Bought it before we got married." "The receipt I have says otherwise," I said, pulling it up on my phone. She turned red. "Fine. The kitchen appliances then. We bought those together." "You can have half," I offered. "How do I take half a microwave, Trevor?" "That's your problem to solve. Just like me sleeping on the couch was mine." Kyle tried to grab the coffee maker. I stood in front of it. "That's from my room. Bought it 6 weeks ago." "Prove it," Kyle challenged. I pulled up the Amazon order on my phone. Diana grabbed the Keurig from the counter instead. "This one then. Go for it." They spent 3 hours going through the house. Diana tried to take my gaming chair from my room. "This was in the guest room originally." "Yeah, and you kicked me into the guest room. It's mine now." "A judge won't see it that way." "Then let a judge decide." She backed down. The real explosion came when she found out I'd been documenting everything. Kyle was loading boxes when Diana came storming down from the attic. "You changed the locks on the attic storage?" "No, I put a padlock on my section. Yours is still open." "How did you even divide it?" "Tape line down the middle. Your Christmas decorations and old clothes are on the left." She went up to check, came back furious. "You took more space." "I took exactly half, measured it." "This is pathetic, Trevor." "We're adults." Kyle jumped in again. "You're being a petty little—" "Kyle," I cut him off. "Choose your next words carefully. You're in my house." "It's Diana's house too. For now." That stopped them both. "What do you mean, for now?" Diana asked quietly. "I mean, we're getting divorced. The house will be sold or bought out. This ends." "You're divorcing me over this?" "Over you kicking me out, falsely accusing me, refusing to apologize, breaking into my room, destroying my property, calling the police on me, and now taking half our stuff? Yeah." "I don't want a divorce," she said, voice small. "Then you should have thought about that before you made helping a neighbor a capital crime." She actually sat down on the floor right there in the hallway. "This isn't how it was supposed to go." "How was it supposed to go, Diana?" "You were supposed to apologize, sleep on the couch for a few nights, feel bad, then come back and appreciate me more." "Appreciate you for falsely accusing me? For fighting for our marriage? That's not fighting for marriage. That's playing games." Kyle helped her up. "Come on, Dee, let's go." "I'm not leaving. This is my house." "You left already," I reminded her. "You're at Jenna's, remember?" She tried one last manipulation. "If you love me, you'd apologize just to end this." I looked her straight in the eye. "If you love me, you wouldn't need me to apologize for something I didn't do." They left with the U-Haul half full, Diana crying, Kyle muttering threats about lawyers. The divorce papers were filed 2 weeks ago. She's fighting it, demanding counseling instead. The counselor we saw for court-mandated mediation took one look at our story and basically said, "Yeah, this is done." Diana's lawyer advised her to take the buyout offer. I'm keeping the house, paying her half the equity. It's worth it to me. My room is already perfect, and now I get the master bedroom back too. Might knock down the wall, make a huge suite. Who knows? The last text exchange we had. This is really it? Over a box? It was never about the box. Then what? It was about respect, trust, partnership. You showed me you don't believe in any of that. I was jealous. It's normal. Jealousy is normal. What you did after wasn't. So you're just giving up? I'm moving on. From almost 10 years together, from 6 weeks of showing me who you really are. She didn't respond after that. I'm doing okay. The house is quiet but peaceful. Started dating a bit. Nothing serious yet, just coffee dates. Been upfront about the baggage. Most people are shocked by the story. One woman said, "You turned a guest room into a man cave instead of apologizing?" Legend. Another said, "I was too stubborn." Fair enough, not everyone's compatible. Rick helped me move the bedroom furniture back last weekend. Walking into that master bedroom was weird. Felt like visiting a crime scene, but I'm reclaiming it bit by bit. Diana's still at her sister's last, I heard. Still posting quotes about toxic relationships and red flags. Still telling anyone who will listen that I ruined our marriage over nothing. But here's the thing. It wasn't nothing. It was everything. Every time she dismissed my feelings, every time she demanded apologies for her imagination, every time she chose control over communication, the box was just the last straw that broke this camel's back. Do I regret not just apologizing? No. Because if I had, we'd still be in that cycle. She'd still be controlling and manipulating. I'd still be appeasing and enabling. Sometimes the smallest hills are worth dying on because they represent the mountains behind them. My new room setup is fire, though. Kept the gaming rig in there. Master bedroom is just for sleeping now. Best of both worlds. Melissa and Tony had me over for beers last week. They told me that dinner was the most awkward experience of their lives. Diana apparently spent the whole time talking about how great our marriage was, while obviously fighting back tears. They felt so bad they almost moved. I told them the story. Tony bought the next round and said, "Dude, you dodged a bullet." Good neighbors.